Hi everybody, James from No Limits. Settle in, get a drink, get a brew, get whatever, piece of chocolate. I've already had chocolate for breakfast, typical Tyre fitter. And let's just go into a bit of depth on some stuff. Some of you like the shorter videos, some of you like the longer videos, so I thought I'd try and balance it both out and do this longer one as well, because it's kind of difficult. After I do it, I think, oh, I haven't mentioned this, I haven't mentioned that, and I'll probably do the same today, because I go into it bare, because if I think about it too much, my fucking head falls off, and yeah, crazy. But yeah, so Donington Park, what a circuit. Probably, is it the best motorcycle circuit in the UK? It's got to be up there, isn't it? I think for me, I'm local to Alton Park, so Alton Park's my favourite. Brands Hatch GP a close second. I think Donington's got to be in the mix. That's the kind of top three, I think, for me. Fast, flowing, demanding of a tyre. We need a lot of stability on the front. You know, there's a lot of braking around there that you don't get. Put that down. That you don't get in some places. Some speed you don't get in some places. But yeah, that drive out of Hollywood, all the way down through, then down into Craner, out the bottom hairpin, we're driving all the way up the hill, asking a lot of the tyre. And what we should probably start with is the last few years we've been to Donington, especially the first one of the year, where maybe not many of you have been, or it's a little bit colder still, and the tarmac's a little bit harsh. We see some quite strong tyre degradation to start with. Like guys coming in on Thursday like, fucking hell, it's only done however many laps and all that kind of thing. I think you just need to just get into it, take a step back, slow it down, smooth, pick the throttle up, less coasting. Coasting is what we call, we break into a corner, we're moving towards apex, we unload the front coming off the brake, and we have the throttle shut. So the bike goes from being, this is the front, the bike goes from being loaded to kind of not knowing where it's at, because when you load with the throttle, she hooks up, she knows where she's going. It's like, right, we're doing something. So I think to start with around Donington, there's a lot of coasting off the throttle through the corner. Oh fuck, right, yeah, got on the throttle, bang. You're asking a lot of the tyre, heat the surface of the tyre, that starts to peel off the top, and it's quite common we see that. Another thing that's quite common we see at Donington as well is running the rear tyre pressure too low. Lower tyre pressure doesn't always account for better grip. There are instances where you'll come in the awning and I'll say, put the tyre pressure down, it will help you. A lot of the time, I tell people to put the tyre pressure back up, because we keep the shape of the tyre better. That's how it's designed to work. The heat moves across the tyre better, the heat stays in the tyre better, the heat causes the grip, creates the grip, sorry, because we want that tyre to be 80, 90, 100 degrees, and that's what moves us forward. If we flatten the tyre, it starts squirming about, we're just heating the tyre up in the wrong kind of way. It can peel the compound off the top. It also cools the tyre down. So you've got a contact patch like that, or a contact patch like that. The bigger contact patch soaks the heat out of the tyre easier. Then the pressure drops even further sometimes, and then you've just got a massive contact patch, and the tyre is literally doing that. You know, and I'll say to people, like, they'll come in and they'll go, oh, my tyre's torn, what's wrong with it? And we talk about the coasting, which you'll probably have about an inch on the side of the tyre, which is quite clean, where there's no like sign of a wear at all, and that's where it's just rolling across the top. Nothing's doing it. It's not digging in. It's just rolling, cleans the tyre up. It's a perfect sign to show that you're off the throttle. Then we have that thick, horrible tear, and then there's the wear, like we're actually looking for, is a little bit further in. We've got like 3 parts to the tyre. So concentrate on that, work on that. Start higher with your tyre pressures, or a little bit lower with your tyre warmer strategy in the temperature in the rear tyre. Remember what I said coming off of Snetterton, where we don't want tyres like 120 degrees and setting the tyre pressures there, because as soon as you go down pit lane and turn right, that tyre's starting to cool. You're not, given the time of year, I don't think you're going to keep those kind of temperatures in the tyre straight away. So your pressures drop, your tyre's flatten, front tyre, you'll start to feel like it's running wide. So you're coming in, you want to be there, and you feel like it's just, oh, why can't I get to here? It's more than likely just a low tyre pressure, you know. Come speak to us, go and speak to Colin, 100% suspension. But first thing I would do is just check the pressure, check your tyre temperature, get the shape of the front tyre good. And like I say, the back tyre, low tyre pressure wears the tyre out quicker. So great for me. Thank you very much. Paying my wages. But honestly, I want you to use the tyre to its best and get the best out of yourself. That makes me more happy than selling you another tyre. Genuinely, it does. You know, boss will freak out that I've said that, but genuinely it does. So yeah, let's consider tyre warmer strategies. Tyre pressure gauges, I don't think I mentioned in the Snetterton vlog. Are we calling this a vlog? Am I an influencer now? About your tyre pressure gauge. Like, come and check ours. Ours are beautifully calibrated, perfectly calibrated. We use some very clever technology where every time we turn ours on, ours auto calibrate themselves. Real clever trick bits of stuff. And we sell them in the awning as well. So come and see us if you're interested in those. I'll give you a seat. They're not the cheapest, but in motorsport, the best stuff never is the cheapest. If you want it to work, you've got to pay the price and have the best. That said, plenty of people bring me tyre pressure gauges up and I test them and they're within 0.5 of a PSI. You just got to know, is it 0.5 up, 0.5 down, or is it, I had one last year, it was 5 up, you know, miles out. But you've got to know that, you know, it's no good setting your tyre pressure at 26 on your gauge and it actually being 31 or 21. You know, just understand where you're at. If you're setting it at 26 on your gauge, is it actually 27 or 25 in real life? So yeah, come get your gauge calibrated. We do that's a free service, obviously. We just need a wheel, a tyre in the awning with air in. So sometimes people walk down and we've literally got nothing to test it on. But yeah, most of the time, obviously, we've got wheels knocking about. So yeah, to move on to kind of compound choices, I was thinking of how I did this because I rushed the Snetterton one. And I felt a little bit for like the newcomers who I was probably talking more about, more experienced riders. So I'll try and break it down into 600 and 1,000 and then go experience levels. So let's go 1,000cc. High majority of you again, SE1 front. There's a couple of you use SE2. Nobody's used a K2 this year yet. K2 is not a common used product, to be honest, in the front. But yeah, a couple of you use SE2 and that's cool. If that's what you prefer, and you like the stability it gives you on the brake. Donington's one of those circuits, actually, when I used to race when I was a lad, we would change spring rates and we would give it more support because the front end does get asked a lot. So SE2 might be a good option for some of you if you're struggling to brake, hold the lever and get to apex. That said, the new SE1, especially in superbike size in 125/70, that new SE1 it's the best tyre on the market. It's the only way to put it. I know I'm studying wearing a Pirelli badge, but it genuinely is. I don't think you can find a better front tyre. And that's great that we have the same front tyre that our friend Kyle Ride uses, Tommy Bridewell used at World Superbike, and the guys are using in Moto 2. And there's a massive range in the pressure on that SC1. I won't tell you what Moto 2 run because I don't want you to get that number in your head because it's far too low for what you want to run. But like a lot of superbike lads now, they're at 33, 34 PSI in that front SE1. Sidewall's got some good strength in it. But at Donington, we can go a little bit further up in that pressure if we just are desiring a bit more support in the front, on the big bikes especially. And that covers all experience levels. If you're a newcomer, great, SC1. If you're new to the sport, great, put an SC1 on a big bike, you'll be fine. Right through to our fastest. I think Tommy Fielding won the Snetterton round overall in the Pirelli Super Series. Well done, Tommy. He's been with us since he started racing. Fantastic to see his progress, and I think you should look at people like that in the club and see where they've gone and how they've gone in a few years span. But yeah, Tommy will be using SC1 front. And then in the rear, I think most of you will settle on SC1 rears, 265 again. That's the most sold tyre we actually sell at No Limits Racing over a weekend. If you look in the awning, all the tyres that are actually physically in the awning are pre-sold. So if you come up and say to me, have you got one of these? And I say, oh no, I haven't, sorry. And I'm stood next to a stack of 10. Those are pre-sold. I'm not just being nasty to you. All the for sale tyres, and we do carry some stock, is in the back of the lorry. Everything on the floor is prepaid, and you'll see that the big stack of tyres is 265 SC1. Now, some of you will use an SC0 at Donington, some faster lads. Expect kind of a tyre race out of that, I would suggest, in the sprints. And then if we go to endurance, I think SC1's still a good shout, or SC2, SC3 if you're looking to really drag out the duration. I think the big thing for me, and actually in my head I meant to do this at the start, was the new Metzler tyres. which are available for 1000cc. They're still available in a 120/70 K1, K2, and a 260 K1, K2. And then we've got the new sizes, the 125/70, which has been around for a while. And then we've got the new product, 265 K1 and K2, and the K0 that's been out for a few years as well. So I think some faster lads are going down the route of the K0. A lot of you use the new K1 at Snetterton to use it really well. I think a couple of you used it in endurance. I think obviously the K2 is going to be better for duration in the endurance, but that K1 still works and lasts pretty much really well. So I think that new product plays into the hands of a lot of you in terms of its performance level. The front tyre, the K1 and the SC1, I suppose as a matter of fact, they are a little bit different. But like I know professional riders that can't tell the difference between the two. Get off the bike and say, that's an SC1 and it's the K1. So it might be worth trying for some of you, because those come in at just under £380 a pair. So a bit cheaper than the Pirellis, and I think the performance level would still be there. We also do that for the 600, so we'll transition into the 600 speak now. That new Metzeler comes in a 190/60 now. Was available in a K0, that's going to be discontinued. I don't know how much longer we'll have those in stock, but we've got the new K1 and K2, which I think is more where a lot of you will land with the product. So yeah, decent fast 600 rider using the K1 190/60. I see no reason why he can't be at the front of the Pirelli Super Series, you know. Tried it with a couple of quicker lads at Snetterton. One, because we didn't have any Pirellis left. Interestingly, I noted he's ordered Pirellis for the next round. Maybe I haven't spoken to him about that. Maybe he's just stuck in that process of I want a Pirelli. Another lad came back in and he's like, at Snetterton he ordered for Donington, and he said, can I make sure I have those Metzlers at Donington, because I prefer it to the Pirelli. It's a little bit stiffer, a little bit stronger in its construction, didn't move as much as the Pirelli, and he felt that helped him get the drive out the corner. What else on a 600? A lot of you will run a 180/60 still on a 600, and that's cool. 180/60 V4 SC1 are quite low in stock, so we use that as a control tyre on the F900. Just on the F900s now, because that's what we use at BSB as well. A lot of F900s have joined the grid at Donington, which is great. So a high percentage of my V4 180/60s have already been allocated to those guys who've pre-ordered. So if you're going to use the V4 SC1 at Donington, get on it quick, because I haven't got many left. I've got V3 SC1 180/60s left. I've got quite a few of those, so you're okay for that. Not many 180/60 SC1 slicks. I think as I'm shooting this, there's maybe one or two left in stock. But we, like I say, if you're on a modern-ish 600, you know, like what we call a super sport next gen machine, 190/60, we've got SC0, SC1, K1, K2. So we've got plenty of coverage for you, and SC3 as well. Actually, we've got plenty of coverage for you. Yeah, I feel like I'm waffling now, so I apologise if you're still with me. Just consider stability, tyre warmer strategy, pressure, what compounds you're going to be using. I'd go, if it was me racing, I think I've said before, I'd go K1, because I think for me now, at my stage in life, and even if I lost a few stone, I don't think I could outride a set of K1s, to be honest. So I think that's what I'd go with if it was me spending my money. But Pirelli's right up there, isn't it? You know, that SC1 front, like I said, it's as good as you can get, really. So yeah, consider all those factors. I'm probably missing other stuff as well. I never mentioned CB500s. I doubt anybody on a CB500's got this far. So if you have, come and see me. I'll give you a prize, definitely. Sport Smart TT is your control tyre there. Make sure you pre-order those, so we've got those at the circuit ready and waiting for you, because you do get those cheaper than if you order them at the circuit by £30, and the rain tyres as well. Don't worry if you get caught short, we do carry CB500 control tyres in stock at the lorry. So if you're ever thinking, shit, I need a new tyre, do come and see us. I think that's about it. If I can think of anything else, I'll do another video. If you're still here, thanks for sticking with me. That's nearly 15 minutes. I appreciate it. I'll see you at Donington. Cheers.